everyone, and welcome back to the Real Positive Girl podcast. My name is Sabrina. Happy Tuesday to you all. I hope that you're having a fantastic day, and I hope that everything is just going well. Just a reminder that this week we are talking about important reminders, and today, Tuesday, we're going to be talking about kindness is the best option. But before we jump into the episode, again, happy Tuesday. I hope that you're having a good day, whether your day is just beginning, in the middle, or towards the end. If you're having a tough day, like, you're just frustrated with what's going on, you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed. I'm definitely feeling all of those things right now. I'm feeling so emotional today, and it's overwhelming. But the show must go on. Plus, it's like when you are really upset and when you're really sad and when you're really just almost done with everything in the day, but there is something in your day that you enjoy, that you look forward to, that you can still find the strength and just happiness to do. It's this podcast. I truly, truly mean that, because everything else today, I just kind of want to just go to bed and be done with it and wake up tomorrow and hopefully feel better. So anyway, if you're feeling like that, you just kind of want to reset your day. I encourage you to do the 5-minute reset, which is to take 5 minutes at least to be by yourself and allow yourself to reset, reboot, restart your day right then and there. You might be asking yourself, Sabrina, why don't you do that if you're having such a bad day? Well, it's because I'm at the end of my day. So I am about to reset my day by just snuggling up in my bed and reading a book, or just watching Friends on TV and going to bed and just kind of resetting it the natural way. But anyway, sorry, I apologize for that in the background. I didn't realize my phone isn't on silent. But anyway, so I encourage you to do the 5-minute reset. It does allow you to just draw a line in the sand, especially if you're in the middle of just some frustrating crap and you just want to be over it. You can kind of just cut that part out of your day, take what you need to learn from it and then move forward and enjoy and look forward to the rest of your day. You can also take the time to take a break from any issues or burdens that are dragging you down, causing you issues. And then maybe come up with a resolution for any problems that you are dealing with, whether that's by yourself or with others. Also, I always encourage everyone to come up with at least 4 things that you are grateful for, big, small, or medium size. It doesn't matter. You can literally be grateful for anything, and that's really what I was pushing myself to do. I was sitting on the couch and I was so mad, and I actually, just in all honesty today, I was struggling because I need to get a gift. I ordered a gift at the top of the month and it's still not here. And I understand that the United States Postal Service is having a hard time getting things out. But I was just I tried to be so super, and I already knew that going into October. I was like, okay, I got to order all my gifts. So I ordered all my gifts by the top of December, thinking that giving myself at least 20 some days before Christmas Eve, when we actually celebrate our holiday, would be enough. But it wasn't, and my gift's still not here, and it's really hard because this gift is for someone that if you don't get them enough gifts, they get kind of sad, and it's not because they're necessarily materialistic. I just feel like their mindset and perspective's off. I'm giving them all the grace in the world, but it's really frustrating to me because it still looks bad on me, and it's hard. It's just hard. It's stupid. It's petty. It's materialistic, but it is what it is, right? My feelings are still valid. Your feelings are still valid, even if your feelings are petty and just dumb. But, I was sitting there on the couch, upset, writing my customer service letters, trying to be as professional and calm and, not rude, but just laying out the facts and how I just want a refund. I'm just over it. I'm moving on. But I was also thinking, you know what? This is really first world problems here. So, and it's not that my feelings, should be diminished or they're not important. However, it really will change your mindset to just think of everything that you are grateful for. So I was thinking okay, well, I'm grateful that I have the money to be buying all these gifts for my family. I feel so super lucky. A lot of people are struggling, especially during this year. I'm grateful that I'm able to sit on the couch and I don't have to work multiple jobs during this time of year to make ends meet. I'm grateful that I was able to have a decent evening with my husband and a coworker that stopped by, that's a traveling coworker, and so able to meet up and do some business, and that was great. That was amazing. I'm also grateful that we actually had the business funds to be able to have a dinner where we were able to take it away and eat it in the house and be safe and have those options. Like, there are so many things I was able to just like sit there and ruminate on and be like, okay, yeah, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for a healthy child. I'm grateful that, we haven't gotten COVID. I'm grateful that we have all of these resources to keep us safe, and I need to stop complaining because things could be worse. And again, it's not to diminish your own feelings, but it's really just to change your mindset, change your perspective, shake you out of that negative attitude that you might get stuck in. It's so easy to get stuck in it. So that's why I always suggest coming up with at least 4 things that you're grateful for, because you can literally be grateful for anything. And then last but not least, make sure that you're feeling at least neutral, if not positive, about the rest of your day, because hopefully, again, going through that gratitude list will help to shift your mindset and perspective. And then just taking a breather, taking a break to really take a rest from the things that are dragging you down, and hopefully help you focus in on the positive blessings in your life, and realize that those things, carrying those things on your shoulders and having those things, deep in your heart and in the forefront of your mind, will help you get through those really hard, rough times, no matter how petty it might be or how real it might be. You know what I mean? So I encourage you to do that if you're having a hard time, especially during this time of the year. But again, I do hope you're having a really good day. Again, like I said at the top of the show, I know I kind of went off right there, but I just had to share those feelings. Those were honest feelings that someone else might relate with during this time of year. So I hope that was beneficial to someone. But again, happy Tuesday. Again, like I said at the top of the show, we were talking about important reminders this week. And today, Tuesday, we were talking about how kindness is the best option. So let's just jump right in. Another important reminder that kindness is the best option. And I definitely wanted to make sure I mention this because I feel like kindness is overlooked. It's underrated. It's not something that a lot of people talk about. I mean, if you go on the internet and you Google kindness, there's going to be tons and tons of articles that are going to come up. I get it. But I feel like it's not necessarily something that's always spoken about. And today I don't really have any fancy tips or suggestions, advice, or whatever to share with you. I really just wanted to have a quick conversation and an actual genuine reminder that kindness is the best option to choose. Honestly, and I found it really ironic that I was going to talk about kindness when I felt like I maybe wasn't being the kindest I could have in my customer service, kind of like Karen asking for the manager type emails that I was sending out. And I feel like I tried to be as nice and not rude. I did capitalize a couple of things, but I didn't call names, I don't think, and I didn't, I don't curse. And I was just politely like, can I please just have a refund? This is taking too long. I explained the reasons why I was upset, and then I got sent back an automated email. When you get an automated email back because it's not specific to your problem, despite the fact that, you gave whatever specifics you had. And then I emailed back and I was like, please, I'm just over this. I don't have time to deal with this. When I do, what happens, when you order something for Christmas or for birthdays or whatever it is, and you have to like print a picture of what it is because it didn't come in time, or you didn't order it, or you just forgot, or you needed to, like, what's happened to me is you needed to save up money for it and you hadn't saved up quite enough yet. So you have to print out a picture of it and then give it to the person to be like, okay, well, you're going to get this in such and such a date. And that's probably what I'm going to have to do. But I don't want to do that because it's kind of like lackluster on Christmas. Even though, the reason for the season is not presents, but I feel like presence is one of the biggest things that people focus on and everything hinges on, and it just makes me upset. But then again, it doesn't, because I love giving gifts. I love giving gifts to people. I love watching them open them. I love watching them enjoy it. And I love that. It just fills my heart with so much joy. I love taking the time to find the perfect gift. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm mad, is because I finally found something that was amazing idea for my mother-in-law, of all people, who's super hard to shop for because she's one of those people that just has everything, right? And has the money and the funding on their own to just get what they want, right? And so when you find a perfect gift for someone that has it all, you just get so excited and you're like, yay. And then it doesn't come. It's not here. So anyway, But yeah, I just found it kind of ironic that I was talking about kindness, and I felt like it actually was a reminder from the Lord to tell me, like, listen, you're about to talk about kindness today. You need to express some kindness in these emails. You need to express some kindness in the fact that, these delivery people are doing the best that they can. I believe that. I truly do, because I'm super grateful for the ones that come by our house. I even set out snacks and drinks and everything because I am grateful. But it's just the frustrations that I get caught up in the moment of being super anxious about 20 other things and just letting that one drop into the bucket as well. You know what I mean? Wow, I feel like I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent today, but I feel like this message is for someone as well. So anyway, kindness, when you can make a conscious choice between being kind or not, you won't ever regret choosing kindness. You just won't. Kindness is one of those things that we can easily take for granted or think won't affect someone if we don't offer it up, because I think that sometimes people think that kindness is just given out in droves. It's just, freely, like, just flown through every which way. When that's not true. A lot of people just don't experience true, genuine kindness. And I will admit, kindness is not always going to get you what you want. It's so true. It's just not. But it's definitely the better choice to make, because you won't have regrets of being kind to someone. You'll definitely have regrets. Maybe like I kind of had today about, being a little more stern and terse with people, or being rude if you were just upright rude, right? Like, everyone's been rude. It's just like no one's exempt from that, because no one's perfect. Everyone is a work in progress, as they say. So yeah, kindness is just one of those things that we need to be focusing more on and be practicing more than trying to get revenge or hurt people or get people back or be envious or jealous or nasty and rude to people because we feel entitled to, right? I feel like it's an entitlement problem as well. We feel entitled to have everything be right and be treated well, yet we want to be treated well, but we don't want to treat other people well. Like, how does that work? How does that work out? Like, make that make sense, right? So I also think it's one of those things that many people don't want to engage in because it makes them feel weak or like a pushover. When you're trying to be super nice to someone, if you are trying to be a quote unquote Karen, and you want to speak to the manager, or you're trying to write customer service emails, or you're trying to get your point across, you do feel like that you have to be mean and tough and, be stern with someone to get your point across, because a lot of people think that if you're kind and sweet and caring and respectful, people are not going to take you seriously. They're going to call you a pushover. They're going to not listen to what you have to say. They're not going to try to help you, and they're just going to turn you away. And yeah, that might be true in some cases. It might absolutely be true in some cases, but not all. It can definitely be one of those things where you have to take it case by case. You have to take it like time by time. Yes, there might be times where you get stepped over, but then you have to learn how to achieve that balance of being stern and forthright, but also exhibiting kindness and respectfulness and being like, hey, I understand that this is not the way it's supposed to be. I would like it this way. You have to find that equal balance. And I feel like everyone has to find their own balance in that, but don't just fully assume that you will be thought of as weak or a pushover by being kind. Honestly, it's the opposite, because if you're able to be kind through someone else being rude and terrible to you, then it just means you're the stronger person, to be honest. Kindness can also be the harder choice because it's so darn easy to be mean to someone. Like, have you ever noticed that? Have you ever taken time to be like, wow, like, it was so super easy for me to be mean to that person. Being mean and nasty can easily slither out of our bodies and take someone down. A lot of times you don't even have to try because it's a natural reaction. Like, it is. And that might be something really tough for you to admit to yourself. And that's fine. We all come to those points of realization and acceptance at different times. And I don't mean that rudely at all. I truly mean that. Like, it took me a long time to accept that I was a people pleaser and a perfectionist. And even that, realizing, wow, I was really mean, and that just came so easily. Why did that come so easily? And that's okay, because no one's perfect, and we're all a work in progress and trying to figure it all out. But yeah, kindness is much harder to do, especially like I was saying, if you have mean, nasty behavior and words being slewed at you, all you want to do is do that back, right? Eye for an eye kind of situation. But that's not the way that we're supposed to respond. We're supposed to respond with kindness and love and grace and forgiveness. You still want to stand up for yourself, again, finding that balance. But yeah, it can be so much harder to be kind than to be mean. And that's something to keep in mind. It's going to be harder to make that choice sometimes, especially when you are if you happen to be a very reactionary person, which sometimes I am. Kindness is something that will improve our quality of life, though. Like, it truly will. And it's something else to remind or to remember in the moment, because it brings people together. It creates community. It actually shows people that there are amazing people in the world. And I feel like that can turn out to be like a ripple effect if kindness is continually practiced more and more, and taking the I don't know, I guess you could say harder route than just being mean and nasty back, right? Being nice to others can also cause us to feel good about ourselves and make that other person feel good, even if they don't show that in the moment. You never know what happens behind closed doors. This is something that took me a long time, because when I would outrightly offer kindness to someone, it would kind of like take me for a turn when they didn't like outwardly show that they appreciated that kindness or that it made a difference to them, right? But it's you never know like what's happening to someone. You never know what they're going through. You never know what they're dealing with. And it's important to know that. It's important to realize that like that kindness matters, even if they don't show you that in the moment. You have to remember that you're not going to get, for sure, more often than not, you're not going to get that instant gratification that being kind or going out of your way for someone or giving someone a smile or a compliment. Like, you're not going to get that instant reaction that you want more often than not, and you have to be okay with that. And you have to just know that you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart, not to get something in return, which you're like, well, that's not really something in return, but it is, really. You're only doing it for the reaction, for them to do something good for you so you feel good, but really you should just be doing it for the spirit of making them feel good. That's it, nothing else. And, I understand that sometimes we fall into our reactions, like I was mentioning before we give ourselves a chance to choose to be kind and give grace, which is just being a normal person. And no one is perfect. Like I mentioned before, no one is perfect. But just know you can switch your actions and feelings at any time and can always try again. So if you have the opportunity to try again with that same person, I would encourage you to do so. I understand how it can be hard and how you might feel embarrassed to do that because of the way that you reacted previously. I've been through that. But I feel like it's more of an adult, mature thing for you to change your ways, maybe apologize if you feel the need to, and then just, switch the way that you react and speak to people, talk to people, interact with people, treat people in general. It's okay to switch. It's one of the best things. It'll show that you're demonstrating growth and change and realizing that the behavior that you're exhibiting before is not the best choice to make. And again, you'll never regret kindness. You just won't. And kindness can be shown in so many ways, like opening the door for someone, giving a compliment, being kind but still firm in situations that call for it, giving someone grace when they make a mistake or mess up, all of those things. There are so many ways that you can show kindness. Maybe you want to do the thing where you drive through, or if you can go into a coffee shop, you pay for the person behind you. Maybe you want to, like, if someone just like is struggling on the street, or maybe a mom is struggling to get their kids into the car, you can offer at a safe distance, because I do understand that kidnapping and abductions, trafficking is a high risk right now. So you want to make sure that if you're offering help, you're doing it in the most non-suspicious way. But yeah, there's so many ways that you can offer kindness to someone, even just maybe being like a good role model, being part of those volunteer programs where you're hanging out with kids, and just being a good role model and someone for them to talk to and grow through, and understand how there are nice people and caring people in the world, especially if they've only really experienced the opposite. I understand that, especially growing up. with my own personal struggles. So there are so many ways that you can show kindness. I implore you, if you really want to figure out some ways to specifically do that, get on Google, type in how can you be kind to strangers, to family members, friends, whomever, and do it. And then maybe challenge yourself to do a couple of those things every single day if you have the opportunity, or week or month or whatever would work best for you in certain situations. I understand that COVID makes tons of things hard, but I do think that kindness is one of the easiest things you can do despite COVID, you know what I mean? So the ultimate reason, the thing I want to leave you with today is the ultimate reason we should choose kindness is because you never know what someone is going through, which is what I alluded to earlier. People lash out because of their own pain and not knowing how to deal with it. It's common. It's just a reaction. And you never know what someone is going through. You don't even you may not know it's like one of the hardest days of their entire life, right? And maybe the pain is fresh, and maybe they don't know how to react to it yet, and maybe it brings up something that you have done without knowing, or they go somewhere and it just triggers other feelings. And there's so many mixed emotions, and there's so much pain and heartbreak and hurt right there at the surface, but you'll never know because they're really good at hiding it. They're really good at pretending. They're really good at wearing that mask every single day as if it's an ongoing problem. So just know that. Please remember that. If you take anything away from this episode, it is to understand that you never know what someone else is going through. So even if they lash out at you, they're the rudest ever, I understand. It'll be really, 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 really tough to deal with. I get it. But if you can take the few seconds to make the choice to be kind and not mean and rude back, it can mean so much. It could also mean nothing. It could. You'll never know. And there's even a slight chance that it could go the other way, or it could mean everything. Why not take that chance? You're not losing anything by being kind. You're not. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it to do it. Just do it. It's fine. It'll work. It'll be great. It's free. Okay, you guys. Well, that's it. I didn't expect to talk this long about kindness. I'm glad that I did. No regrets. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to the Real Positive Girl podcast. Again, my name is Sabrina. Happy Tuesday, my friends. We are so much closer to Christmas. It's coming. Despite how ready we are, despite how fast we feel time is flying. Check the description box for notes for the show, where to find me on Instagram, both personal and the show page. Still doing a good job of getting up those posts on the show page. You're like, Sabrina, it's been like just a day over a week. I know, but I'm still patting myself on the back. And then my email address for any questions, comments, concerns, prayer requests, feedback, topics, suggestions, or just to say hey, hi, and hello to me. Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas. Come back tomorrow where we're talking about it's okay to not be okay. And I hope you have an amazing day. And I hope you come back tomorrow. So until then, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.